देखिए, दरार की बातें नहीं है। हमने कहा पार्टी में अपनी एक विचारधारा है, पार्टी की एक अपनी एक कोई भी नीतिगत निर्णय होते हैं पार्टी के लाइन पे चाहिए आती हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात है, पार्टी की अपने एक सीमा है, पार्टी के अपने एक अनुशासन है। और कोई भी व्यक्ति चाहे कितना बड़ा कद क्यों ना हो, पार्टी का अगर कोई अनुशासन तोड़ता है तो कहीं से भी उचित नहीं है।
But Shashi Tharoor should understand one thing. What is party? Party is for the betterment of the people and the nation. Party can never be against the interest of the nation. How can you distinguish between the party's interest and the nation interest? All parties under the Representation of People's Act, Indian National Congress as well as my party RSP, all the political parties are for the betterment of the people to protect the interest of the nation. Then how can you distinguish between the party interest and the nation's interest, whether Congress is standing against the national interest? Can he say that Congress party is standing against the national interest? So none of the parties are standing against the interest of the nation. We will have the difference of opinion. So the distinction between the party's interest and the nation's interest is not correct. The party is the basic concept of the political party of a country or political party of a democratic fabric is to protect the interest of the country, protect the interest of the nation. So nation's interest and party interest should be one. How can it be two? But that means indirectly he is saying that nation's interest is different and party's interest is different. No, it can never be. Because he is not aware of the party political system. He is not having the party because he has come from in a different area by which that is the reason why we are all coming from the grassroots level. See, party means for the people, for the common mass, for the national interest. You can never distinguish between the party's interest and the national interest. Any party should have the national interest.
Is unfortunately or otherwise, in any democracy, it's about competition. And as a result, when people like me say that we respect our parties, we have certain values and convictions that keep us in our parties, but we need to cooperate with other parties in the interests of national security, the question you asked, sometimes the parties feel that is disloyal to them, and that becomes a big problem. Which is your first loyalty? To my mind, the nation comes first. Parties are a means of making the nation better. So to my mind, whichever party you belong to, the objective of that party is to create a better India in its own way. Now, parties have every right to disagree about the best way of doing that, the best way of making a better India. Some of us may say, let's say, more capitalism, some may say more socialism, some may be in favor of certain kinds of regulatory controls, some may be against too much regulation. So you have different points of view, that's fine. But ultimately, we must all be committed to a better India, a safer India, an India whose borders are protected, whose territory is safe, whose people's well-being can be nurtured. And that is my commitment. And that's, if we hold that ideal up, that kind of spirit should cross all parties, not just bipartisan, but multi-partisan. You asked about Parliament. In our Parliament today, there are 46 political parties. There must be some issues in which they all unite. That's certainly my passionate conviction. But it's not easy. As you know, if you're following the news, a lot of people have been very critical of me because of the stand I've taken supporting our armed forces and our government and what happened recently in our country and on our borders. But I will stand my ground because I believe this is the right thing for the country. And when I speak of India, I speak for all Indians, not just those who may like my party. And I believe that that's something that should apply to other parties too. I'm not only saying this to my party, I'm saying it to all parties. Put your differences aside when the nation is imperiled. Because if there is no, there's a very famous line of Nehru's, which I'm very fond of quoting. Who lives if India dies? And that's a question to which there is no answer. India must come first, and then only can we all live.